All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. Hope you all are having a good day so far. So, I had a request to check this out a while back now, but it is time to check this out. I meant to do this closer to the All-Star game, but you know how things go. Plus, I got kind of sick, and you know, it is what it is, man. But this one is called the All-Star game was life and death for Michael Jordan. And this is from a channel called MVP, 7.51 thousand subscribers. I have reacted to a handful of videos from MVP so far. I do believe I get demonetized every single time I react to one of these, though. I'm pretty sure it's this channel, but you know, it is what it is. You know, let it be. If he's willing to do it, I'm willing to do it too. But if you wouldn't mind, please like the video. It does help the channel regardless of monetization or not. These little things do matter. So please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps out a lot. And also to MVP's channel, I'm going to link the original video down below in the description. So you guys can check out the channel if you enjoy this and show MVP the same love that you guys always show me, and I appreciate you for that love all the time. Hell, I appreciate the hate too. That all helps. So anyways, shout out to my couple of haters out there that I see every day. Y'all know who you are, and it's always interesting to me to see that even though you guys know my views on Michael Jordan and LeBron James are very clear, and they're not changing. I'm not a flip-flopper. It's interesting to see that you're watching my videos every single day, even though it's just making you angry. I don't know if that's good for your health, guys, but whatever, man. Anyways, everyone, let's get to this. I just wanted to say that because there's two of you. There's two of you especially, and I think you know who you are, and it is honestly just funny to me to know that, like, you guys are willingly clicking on these videos, and you know 100% it's just gonna piss you off. Like, just by me being me and me having my opinions, that's gonna piss you off, but you keep coming back. So anyway, shout out to you guys. You're the real MVPs. Let's do this.
I think the best love playing against the best, and I think no matter when you play against them, an all-star game or pickup game, you want to play your best.
Yes, sir.
Michael Jordan thought the All-Star game was a matter of life or death.
If I can stand throughout the half of the season without being hurt, I will be back for the dunking contest again. I'm glad it's in Chicago, so I won't have to work quite as hard. I think the fans are going to enjoy it.
Yep.
It's a fun weekend, and I'm very proud that I had the chance to do it 3 years and hopefully get the chance to do it my 4th year.
Now notice how much...
And that was, what, 88? So this is not a rookie Jordan anymore, because usually that's what you do. You do this when you're young, and then it's like you pass the torch on to the next. This is 4 years in a row that he was trying to do this. Or not 4 years in a row, but you know, was drafted in 84. So he did it in 85. He missed 86 because of injury. He did in 87, and now in 88 he's trying to do it again. And he knows he's got to entertain the home crowd. You know, it's same reason I'm disappointed Steph didn't enter the 3-point contest, because the All-Star weekend was in Golden State. Like, entertain the crowd, man. That's your home crowd.
Michael actually wants to win the game. Players today don't seem to care.
Michael, the West has won 3 of the last 4 All-Star games. Are you ready to put your stamp on this game and not turn this thing over to the young guys?
Yeah, I think it's time for us to get ourselves back on track, especially the East. I mean, it's been a while since we won, and I know from what I've heard in the locker room thus far, no one wants to lose this game.
Today, players
Good.
routinely sit out All-Star games, but Jordan never disappointed his fans.
Ahmad Rashad back at Madison Square Garden. And Michael, see, now you weren't feeling well when the game started, but once you got out there, you and Kobe going one-on-one, it got exciting.
Well, I mean, he's coming at me. I mean, I think that's the approach. I think he's being very, very aggressive. And, you know, if I knew someone was sick, certainly the first thing I'd do, I'd go out to someone. But, I got to defend myself. You know, I'm going to go out there. He's got to play defense just like I got to play defense.
I noticed that you woke up, though. You know, you kind of like gliding a little bit, and then once Kobe started going at you, you came back.
I'm just trying to, get my legs underneath me. I haven't been near basketball for 3 or 4 days, and I haven't been up out of bed for that long. So, I mean, I'm not trying to overdo things. And, no, but he's doing the right thing. He's coming at me, which he's supposed to. But I have to defend myself in whatever way I can.
So the pride factor does count.
Oh, yeah, it counts a lot.
The king is not dead, Bob.
Okay, that right there, that explains everything about the All-Star game. All right, we got a sick Michael Jordan. He's been sick in bed, but he shows up to the game. It's usually Michael Jordan who sets the tone in the All-Star game, right? And then everybody else has to, quote unquote, like MJ says, defend themselves, or else Jordan's going to destroy them. Now we got an older and happened to be sick at this point, Michael Jordan, and he might want to actually cruise through this game because he's not feeling well, but good enough that he showed up, right? Like, props to him for showing up, as opposed to like some people we know. But Kobe's going at him, and now he has to respond because he has to defend himself. That's all it takes, guys. That's all it takes to make a successful All-Star game. Someone has to just take charge and attack everyone, forcing everyone to respond, or else they're going to get embarrassed. That's all it takes, you guys.
Long live the king.
Indeed, Bob.
Jordan talks with pride about the All-Star festivities and how the dunk contest brings out the best in him.
In the past, the All-Star...
Sorry for the coughing, guys. I'm still a little under the weather, but I'm almost better. Like I'm getting there. I don't know what's going on, but this last year, whenever I get sick, it seems to last like 2 weeks.
The game has sort of been a get-together of stars, of guys that have been stars for a long time in the league.
Right.
This year, 7 first-time All-Stars.
The younger guys get so nervous and so tense about stepping on the court with all the other superstars or all-stars, not knowing how they fit in, not knowing if they're going to fit in. That's the beauty of it all, and it's like looking in a mirror. This is how I was. My first All-Star.
Do you remember your first All-Star game?
Yeah, how can I forget? In Indianapolis, I walked right into it not knowing, when I was going through the dunking contest, I had my sweats on, I had my jewelry on and all that stuff. And hey, I didn't know what I was supposed to do. I still perceived myself as a young player who was trying to get to the top. I consider myself the lowest on the totem pole. Because I was voted on the starting team, I didn't want to feel like I should be the focus of the starting team. I just wanted to blend in so that I didn't stand out because, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how you were supposed to act.
What is your most memorable All-Star game?
1988 in Chicago.
88. Yeah, there it is. I don't know what's going on. The big giant pop-up words. I've never seen this from a MVP video. This is something new. But also, not only the words or the captions, I guess you can say, are large, but they're actually inaccurate too. So yeah, he meant 88. And this is, in front of his home court. He won the dunk contest. I believe he won the All-Star MVP. He's probably going to talk about it himself.
They gave Jordan a 50. He defends his championship.
Yeah, those were awesome dunk contests, by the way. Dominique versus MJ. Dude. Oh, man.
Well, I think it was an art form that gave me my own style. It defined me in one area in terms of creativity. I think that's what the slam dunk did. It was a creative art form that a lot of people couldn't do, but they lived through us.
For sure.
Slam dunk, MVP, with some of the Isaiah Thomas as a teammate, and he was coming back to Chicago. Magic Johnson, all the old greats were still playing then, and I was still a young kid at the time, and to win MVP, well, I mean, that's amongst your peers. That's a big thing for me.
Yeah. That's respect, by the way. That's just respect.
This is the moment. This is the day.
That I get copyright struck.
This is the moment when I know I'm on my way.
It sounds like a South Park song.
I know it's certainly expectations of Michael Jordan taking over the All-Star game, especially in Madison Square Garden and probably his last one. But I don't want to do it that way. I want it to just happen in the flow of the game and everybody's having fun. And, if a game-winning shot now, then I certainly want to take the game-winning shot without a doubt.
Was your performance in this ball game?
Okay, I'm not going to lie because I'm right in front of my screen. These words are really, really distracting. I'm trying not to look at them because that's all I see is like bang, 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 bang.
Kind of a statement that I'm back.
If there was ever a clear depiction of the difference between Jordan and today's players, it's the statement Jordan makes here about always playing hard.
Well, it's hard to make statements in an All-Star game. You just try to fit in. You don't want to rattle any of the egos. You know, you got so many great players out there. You don't want to overshadow them. And I was just happy to be out there. And I certainly wasn't trying to make a statement. It's hard to make a statement in these types of games, even though my coach is the head coach.
Now, how does a guy get MVP when he doesn't play the fourth quarter?
I don't know. You know, that was kind of surprising.
Oh, wow.
I was joking with some of the people around. When did they make that vote? You know, at the end of the third quarter, at the end of the game. And I think the people saw what happened at the end of the game with Shaq dunking on David, and I think that was kind of what they felt should have put him at the MVP for the game.
We know that Shaquille and David aren't the closest of friends. It's David's house. Do you think that was a statement that Shaquille was making?
I'm pretty sure it may have been. You know, I don't know what Shaquille was thinking, but he loves playing against David. I know that. And I think
he does.
The best love playing against the best, and I think no matter when you play against them, an All-Star game or pickup game, you want to play your
these games, and they have their own rhythms about them. What was special about this one today?
Well, being here in Madison Square Garden means a lot. I mean, it's basketball mecca, you know, and I enjoy playing here. I think the fans here are very up to understanding the game, and, you know, for me to come in here and to play as hard as I play and get the respect of these fans, that means a lot to me.
Was it a little lonely being without some of the stars that you played in this game before? Charles wasn't here, Clyde not here.
Yeah, the first thing we said to each other, Carl and I, we're the two oldest guys here. You know, things have changed. I remember when we were the two youngest guys here. And, you know, Sean Kemp said, boy, it's pretty quiet with Charles Barkley not being around. So, I mean, everybody could tell that, you know, times are changing. Some of the old guys are starting to move along and let some of the young guys come in. So, I mean, it's starting to change.
Can you compare this to your first experience in an All-Star game?
No, it's different. It's the other end of the spectrum. You know, I mean, when I first came here, I didn't know what to expect playing in an All-Star game. I just wanted to fit in. Now, I know what to expect, and I'm just trying to fight off all the young guys.
From way back in the 90s.
By the way, that was him holding another MVP trophy right there.
Somehow Michael was able to see a future of the players, not valuing the game as they should. It's almost prophetic.
The time we saw you playing, you won an NBA All-Star MVP. Michael, tell me what all the All-Star means to you.
Well, it's a fan appreciation time. You come out and you entertain the fans. They get a chance to kind of touch, you know, pretty much everyone that are stars in the league. And you get the chance to meet some of the other guys that you compete with all the season long. And, you know, I enjoyed the All-Star time that I spent with Bird and Magic and those type of guys because I competed so hard against them. It was fun for me to, you know, at least see what type of people they were.
Yeah.
We don't feel the same way now, and I think you would have to.
By the way, before we get into this part, like he said it so clear. He said it so clear. It's fan appreciation time. You know, so show up and put on a good show for the fans. It's not so hard, especially now. We got players making so much freaking money. It's ridiculous. What is it to go out there for one day, one game? Really, you gotta play hard for about, I'd say about 20 some odd minutes, because that's all it is in an All-Star game. You play half the game. That's all you got to do. And then the fans will all be thankful, will all be happy, ready to go on for the second half of the season. That's all it is. It's just appreciation, because we're buying tickets, we're buying merch, we're watching the game with ads, we're watching the ads in the NBA app. All this stuff is funding that money to the players. And all we're asking for is that you play a little bit hard for about 25 minutes. That's it. Man, MJ was so good for the league, because when you got the greatest, the most popular, the face of the NBA saying stuff like this, people respond. Now we got, you know, what do we got? We got LeBron as the face of the league, and he didn't even show up this time. But when he does, he doesn't play hard. So that's the tone he's setting. Anyways, let's get back.
What type of people they were.
We don't feel the same way now, and I think you would have to admit it. And I don't want to lead you into trouble, but are we in an identity crisis? Come on, you said it. Magic, Bird.
I mean, you're talking about, you know, a little bit more mature people in a sense, in terms of their careers or whatever. And we got a lot of young guys who are coming in, not really understanding, you know, all the things that surrounds the game, you know, and they're going to educate themselves. Hopefully we can educate them at the same time. But quite frankly, it's not quite the same, and I don't think we should put them in that same comparison. For years, years ago.
True. I would say it's a lack of understanding, especially now. Early 2000s, there was more of an understanding and appreciation, but now by 2025, there is such a disconnect from these young players understanding and respecting what everyone did in the 80s and 90s to make this monster of a sport, such a successful sport, and such a successful league. What they had to do, what they went through, and that these fans didn't just come out of thin air. They had to earn these fans one at a time through hard work, playing hard in games, not making excuses, all this stuff. They had to do it the hard way, and they built the team, the league up to what it is, and now it's falling apart. Viewership is down. I don't know what's going to happen.
The players came in after a 4-year college experience of learning how to play the game, learning more about the physical aspects of the game, but then at the same time learning the knowledge of the game. And then once you get on this level, you apply that against the best players in the world. That only improves or enhances that mental toughness or the beauty of the game, the dedication to the game, the opportunities that the game provides. Not monetarily. That so happens to be a part of the game. I got a feeling that, even today, I still have that feeling. If you didn't get paid a dime, we still play the game of basketball somewhere. So
yeah.
The love of the game
That's love.
Is something that either you have or you don't. You either love the game for what it's about, not for what it provides. A lot of times I think today's athletes, they love the game for what it provides instead of what it is.
Yeah. Instead of just taking from the game, you got to give to the game. And we haven't given to the game in a long time, and that's why it's suffering now.
I have got Mr. Michael Jordan here with me, the star of the All-Star team. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing really well.
This is your 9th year? This is your 9th year on the team. Is this any different for you this year?
Well, it gets different because of the talent. Talent changes. Young players come in, old players leave out. You go from city to city, so it changes, and it's still a lot of fun.
What about you? Do you consider yourself one of the old players now, or are you just as fly as everybody, all these young guys out here?
Well, I just turned 30, so yeah, I consider myself one of the old guys. But I guess being here so many times, you become more one of the experienced guys. You got more young guys this year, so naturally you feel a little bit old.
How many more years can we look forward to seeing you out here?
Well, I got 3 years on my deal, so right now I'm looking at 3 years, and I'm gonna just take it from that point once those 3 years are up.
Well, congratulations again for coming out again this year, and good luck. Thank you.
It's possible you reconsider your decision to go out of the game?
2003 All-Star game.
No. We can win a championship, and it wouldn't change my thinking. I've come to grips with that. My gut basically has said this is it, and I'm going to go with that.
Michael, your thoughts on the young guys, Allen and T-Mac, offering to let you start?
I think it's truly a good thing. It's a respect for the elders, if you want to look at it in that sense. I would have done it easily because I think that sometimes you have to pay respects to the bridge or the gap from one era to the next, and even if the individual don't accept it, it's just a good gesture for them to do that. And I think just to come up with that idea shows respect for the game, not just to Michael Jordan, but for the game, and
I didn't know Allen Iverson also offered his spot. Obviously, it ended up being, what's his name? Vince Carter, who gave up his spot. And Jordan was kind of fighting back. He didn't want to go in, because he didn't want to take away that shine from VC. But I didn't know AI was doing it too, man. AI is a real one, dude.
The reason that I wouldn't accept it, and I don't want to accept it, is because I think it says a lot for them to go out and live up to what the people expect of them, which is why they were voted as starting 5.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
I'd rather for it to happen that way because I think that's the chain of change. I mean, that's how things happen. That's how change happens.
It's a circle of life, yeah.
And I don't want to break that chain. I've had my chance to start 13 years. the 14th year, I'm not going to lose sleep about. I feel good that, that I've been there long enough to see that the fans want to see something else. And that doesn't bother me, that doesn't offend me. I think that's how the game continues to live and survive and progress. So I would want them to take that progression and move further with it, because they're going to be in the same boat somewhere down the road, and some young kid probably want to do the same for them somewhere down the road. Yep. And I don't know what their feelings would be about it, but I would rather for them to pass it along just like I'm passing along.
Man, that's the end of the video. And that just shows, too. That's one thing I've always respected about MJ. Excuse me. And I try to implement into my own life. Like, no, man. You only want to celebrate the victories that you earn, And like this, it's like, okay, if the fans didn't vote me in as a starter, because, AI and Vince Carter were huge at that time, and Jordan was, old and on the Wizards on his way out. Like, yeah, that's fine. I didn't earn it this time. I didn't get voted in. He's still an all-star, which is still great. But, he doesn't want to take the mantle away from who the fans themselves voted in. Because, once again, this is fan appreciation time. So I totally understand what MJ is saying. I'm really glad he caved into the peer pressure eventually, and he took that spot from Vince Carter, because the 2003 All-Star game ended up being, it's right there. It's tied for my favorite All-Star game, and to see Jordan do what he did down the stretch was, icing on the freaking cake, the perfect encore. So I'm so glad the way it worked out, but at the same time, I have to respect what Jordan's saying here, because I would probably feel that same way, and where it's like, no, man, you earned this. Do it, I'll come off the bench and support you. Like, it's, the passing of the torch, however you want to say it, passing of the torch, a circle of life, like, but yeah, once again, I'm glad he did it. But this whole video, outside of the big pop-up words, fantastic video. This is great stuff here, because it just shows Jordan's mentality never really changed. He wanted to go out, entertain the fans, show the fans appreciation, and it's not for monetary, reasons. It's for the love of the game and for the love of the fans. That's what we need back. I keep hearing these ideas of how to fix the All-Star game, and it's like, well, how about we give them like $1 million each to the winners? And it's like, dude, no, they're not going to get motivated by more money. They're already making too much money. These are the All-Stars. They're all making about 40 mil a year, so 40 or higher. So it's like, they're not going to get motivated by one more mil. There's got to be something else to motivate these guys. And it's really sad that like everyone just takes it as hate now, but they're not listening to us fans. Us fans have been begging them for years. Please just put in an effort, make the game watchable, and we'll be there. But year after year, they don't. And this last one we just had was the second least viewed All-Star game, and I think in history. Is that true? I don't know. It's either in history or in recent times. I'm not sure on that stat. You might want to look it up, but there's something to that one. And it's not that we're hating. That's why I hate it, because if you just deem something, they're just haters, then you dismiss it, and you're dismissing the criticism. But the criticism is valid. All we want is for you guys to play hard, and we're going to watch it, and we're going to be really happy, and we're going to be talking about it, whatever, posting stuff on social media, like we'll blow it up for you. I'll make a positive reaction video to the dunk contest and the All-Star game. Like, it'll all happen the way they want it to, but instead, they're so sensitive that they just say, they're just hating. No, man, that ain't it. And if you take every bit of criticism you ever hear, this goes for all of us, everybody in the world. If all we do, every time we're critiqued by someone, if we don't like one thing that they say, we just say, you're a hater, and we just disregard everything, all of their critique. We're only making ourselves worse. It's a disservice to ourselves as individuals. So, yeah, I'm not down with it. You know, I understand that nobody likes to be criticized, but I mean, come on, I deal with it on a daily basis when it comes to the comment section. And you know what? The natural reaction is the ego says, screw you, you know? But then if you actually just stop and read it and go, maybe there is something to that, you know? Maybe there is something, maybe there's some truth to what you're saying there, you know? And the reason I don't like it and it's hurting my ego is because I know it might be true, you know? So if we can all just do that, we'll all better ourselves. And for the NBA players, yeah, same thing goes for you as far as building character as a human being. You got to take some criticism. Don't take blatant hate. You know, if someone says, hey, screw you, you know, you're a POS. Well, you don't have to listen to that crap. But if someone says, hey, here's what I think is wrong with the All-Star game and why it's not working, you know, and here's the solution. All it takes is that you guys play about 70% of your normal, you know, how you normally play in the regular season. Give us about 70% of that intensity, and we're all going to be happy. That's not hate. Anyways, guys, I'm out of here. Like the video if you liked it. Please comment down below so I know what your guys' view is on this one. Sorry. Still sick. Yeah, subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this, and hit that bell if you want to get notified for when it's time to be water, my friends. Peace out, everyone.